I can't spoil a thing. I'll just say that.
Oh my God.
I think it depends on who you ask. If you ask some people, they will. And if you ask others, they won't. No, they won't. We'll see.
We are the cast of Hacks.
And we are here to catch you up on seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Ahead of season 4.
Previously on Hacks.
So Hacks is a show about legendary stand-up comedian Deborah Vance, played brilliantly by Jean Smart, who has a Las Vegas residency that is waning when we meet her. And to freshen up her career, she is forced to hire an outcast comedy writer named Ava Daniels, played brilliantly by Einbinder. And the show is basically about their dark mentorship and the ways in which they crack each other open and set each other on a path to redemption and
crack each other up.
And crack each other up.
Yes.
There's a lot of jokes.
And it says, my act was not winning. It was taken away by a bitter ex-lover.
There we go. There we go. Okay, you heard it here first. Okay? She fixed it.
Deborah Vance is a comedy legend who's about to lose her long-running Las Vegas residency at the Palmetto.
You'll always be a part of the Palmetto's history. But maybe it'd be good if you did a few less shows a year.
Good for who? So, her manager enlists recently canceled Gen Z writer Ava Daniels to liven up Deborah's material.
I'm not that desperate.
Respectfully, as your manager, right now you are that desperate.
When the two meet, they cannot stand each other. They go back and forth until finally Deborah gives in and hires Ava after she hurls an impressive insult at Deborah.
Before I leave, did you want to inspect my bag? Maybe I should just piss in a cup. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna leave a stool sample on your lawn.
Let's fast forward.
Do you know the British show The Bitter End?
Yeah, it's so good. Why?
So the creators are making a new show, and I told them all about you and your experience in Las Vegas, and they want to meet you, girlfriend.
Oh my God, what?
Ava's offered a writing gig on the series, and she flies back to LA to take the interview, but then she has a change of heart after they joke about her being able to draw from her lived experience of working for a terrible boss.
That's what the show's about, just some shitty woman?
Well, it's a well-observed character study.
It is, yeah.
Of a shitty woman.
Ava returns only to discover that Deborah knows about the interview, and she's so mad that she does literally slap Ava across the face. Ava quits, obviously.
I quit, obviously.
Obviously. She flies back to LA again and spins the block on that writing gig, offering intel about what it was like to work for Deborah.
How sharper than a serpent's tooth.
During that time, Ava's dad passes away, and Deborah shows up to the funeral. And at a very stiff and quiet eulogy, where no one is offering stories or memories, Deborah decides to take the stage.
Sir, how did you know Dennis?
He was my cousin.
So what was the drunkest you ever saw him?
She actually makes Ava laugh in a time that she really needed it. And the two make amends, and Deborah tells Ava that she bombed in Vegas on the show they worked on, but she loved it. She just needs to go on the road to work it out, with hopefully Ava by her side, helping her to write more honest, authentic, and updated material. So, Ava is boarding Deborah's private jet to return to Vegas when her manager Jimmy, played by moi, calls to confront her because word on the street is she has sent a very problematic email, a very damaging, telling email about Deborah to the producers of this new series. So now, the only thing standing between Ava and her job with Deborah is airplane mode.
Okay, so airplane mode is off, and it is on when Deborah finds out about Ava's treacherous email. While the drama is unfolding, Deborah loses her residency at the Palmetto to a gentleman called MC Ludwig, which is tough, obviously, really humiliating.
Yeah.
Ava's guilt is sort of rising to the surface. It all comes to a head when Ava and Deborah are in Sedona, Arizona, on the road, and Ava confesses.
I said some unkind things about you that I don't even believe because I was hurt and angry. And I'm sorry.
And that causes Deborah to react in a way that's physically violent. And she does hurl love gems sort of across the...
They're little stones and crystals that talk about friendship and love and loyalty. They were made out of rubber.
Yeah, some of them are made out of rubber.
It's a funny place to break down, right? Is that
really funny?
A Zen crystal shop?
Really funny.
Yeah, seriously. those good vibes just went somewhere else.
This time, Deborah skips firing Ava and ups the ante by suing her.
Wait, what? You're suing me?
Oh, I can't discuss details of the case.
That's her love language.
All
right?
this, yes, while they're on tour
Litigation
together.
is her love language.
Yes, completely. This is all going down while they're on tour together. Eventually, they, of course, make up again.
Again.
Yes.
While they're on the road, Ava's devastated when she loses her father's ashes.
Have you seen a tennis ball canister? It was in my backpack and it's really important.
Yeah, I threw that out.
What?
Yeah, just some dirt and a tennis ball canister. It was rolling around the bus, so I tossed it.
That dirt was my dad.
And seeing her in this state, Deborah realizes just how much she cares about Ava and literally goes dumpster diving with Ava to help her find the canister of Dad's ashes.
Which I believe Jean did, even though we said, we'll cut to you in there. I think she did leap into a dumpster.
She did. Deborah begins touring with her new and much more honest set, revealing stories about herself and her life that she never shared publicly. I mean, the truth behind setting her ex-husband's garage on fire, putting her work before her relationships, how hard she worked to be a good mother and failed miserably often. I think my favorite story about that was that she had a job on the East Coast, and when it was time for her daughter on the West Coast to have her parent-teacher conference at school. And so she sent her drag impersonator to the parent-teacher conference.
It almost worked.
Deborah decides she wants to make this set a comedy special, which she will bankroll herself. The taping of the special is not only a huge success, but she ends up selling thousands of copies of it on QVC.
This is a record for units sold in under 5 minutes. Wow. We are on track to sell out, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting into Slanket territory.
Despite their shared success, Deborah decides to fire Ava,
What? You're not serious.
I am.
not wanting to hold Ava back from some of the great opportunities that will undoubtedly be coming her way. And also, she does feel that she's getting a little close to this young writer, and she's also being a little
Scared.
self-protective.
She's sort of avoidant for those who have read the book Attached.
You need to make space for your own work.
Come on. I know what you're doing. You're pushing me away because you're afraid.
No,
Most
it was totally selfless. I was just doing it for you.
Okay, well, agree to disagree.
Not only does Deborah fire Ava, but she ends the lawsuit and makes a clean cut from their relationship, confirming there won't be any more contact between the two of them.
Horrible.
Ava's, of course, devastated by this professional breakup, as well as what seems like the end of their personal friendship, and everyone is left on an emotional cliffhanger.
Okay, so season 3 begins with Deborah and Ava living their best lives, or so it seems. Despite both of their booming careers and Ava's sort of new love interest, neither of them is content. There is this sort of void for both of them, because let's face it, they miss each other, right? But as fate would have it, they reunite in an elevator. They agree to work together, but only after Ava sets some boundaries. Let's give it up for some growth. Important. And shout out to Kiki for
Encouraging
inspiring
that.
that.
Yes.
Deborah gets another taste of her dream job when she very randomly guest hosts a late night show.
So fun.
And then she has a shot at taking over permanently. So that's what she's kind of pursuing for the rest of the season. But first, Ava has to fire the 2 new writers that Deborah replaced her with, but also they were Ava's former coworkers. So that's really awkward. Quite brutal.
Like any hot celeb of the moment, Deborah gets her own roast. Her daughter DJ kills it, making her mom so proud.
My mom is always collecting antiques. I'm like, bitch, you are an antique.
Deborah also meets one of the comedians, Jack Danby, who charms the socks off of her, but plot twist, turns out he's her competition for the late night host job. But in an effort to secure the late night host spot, Deborah attends a charity golf tournament with network execs, and sparks fly when she meets with Bob Lipka, one of the most esteemed and powerful and cute execs. They end up sleeping together, which gives Deborah major guilt, considering her own husband cheated on her, and she vowed she would never be the other woman. Oh yeah, by the way, he's married.
Girl.
Unfortunately, even after the golf tournament tryst, Deborah discovers that the network has given the late night spot to her younger male rival, Jack Danby.
Jimmy LuSaque Jr., her manager, and his chaotic Nepo baby assistant, Kayla Schaefer, realize there still could be a way to get Deborah onto that late night show and Jack Danby out of the running. His dream is to star in a Fatty Arbuckle biopic. So they work their magic to secure the life rights, and Jack Danby leaps at the chance to do drama, leaving the door open for Deborah to achieve her late night show dreams almost. So right when the show seems closer than ever, some offensive material from Deborah's past resurface in a compilation video that starts circulating.
Deborah Vance?
Love her.
I guess someone made a supercut of all her shitty racist jokes.
What?
Just when she's visiting a college campus and being shadowed by a reporter. Deborah tries to appeal to the college kids to make it all go away, but she ultimately takes Ava's advice to just own up to it, take responsibility, and apologize.
With Jack Danby now focusing on acting, the network finally gives the late night show to Deborah.
I got late night.
What? Oh my God!
But now it's time for her to pick a head writer, which Ava assumes will be her. And Deborah tells her that the network wants someone with more experience. But when Ava runs into the network president, she learns that they told Deborah she could hire whoever she wants. Chaos is building. Chaos will ensue.
Ava confronts Deborah with the lie in a very, very emotional showdown. You actually made me cry in that scene.
I'm not asking for the business or the world to be fair. I am asking for you to treat me fairly because you owe me that.
Stop crying. This is just the way it is. Deborah is shocked to see Ava waiting for her during her first network meeting, and even more shocked when Ava blackmails Deborah for the head writer job, threatening to reveal that Deborah slept with the head of the network prior to landing the late night job.
Scandal.
I think I am your head writer after all.
There's an argument to be made that it is worse when someone who is more innocent turns bad. Because Deborah, you expect that behavior from.
Exactly.
So perhaps it is sadder and thus worse that Ava has that turn.
Though one might argue
Sure.
that by handcuffing herself to Deborah, Ava's doing what's best for the show and thusly best for Deborah too. So maybe it's partly selfless, even though it's also ambitious and selfish.
Perfect, it's Deborah.
No, it's Ava, because she's taking extremely personal information and threatening to make that public. There's nothing worse than that.
She wouldn't have done that if
Nothing
she wasn't lied
worse
to, you know
than
what I mean?
that. No.
Feels like she had a reason.
Nope.
Feels like she had a reason.
Nope.
It's you.
It's you.
It's you.
You.
Please,
Her.
don't fight.
It's her.
And that's everything you need to know ahead of season 4 of Hacks.